Have you ever seen this kind of camera movement and wonder how it is done? No worries, I will show you how you can make it by your own. Welcome to my tutorial. My name is Russell, and today I will show you how you can make the Dolly Zoom or Vertigo Stretch effect that you saw in the beginning of the video. Dolly Zoom or Vertigo Stretch effects is where your subject is standing still in place but your background is moving further away. So there is two techniques you can use to achieve these effects, and the first one is the in-camera, which require you to have a zoom lens and preferable a zoom wide-angle lens. And the second technique is where you do not have a zoom lens but you can achieve these effects in the editing process. Today, I'm going to show you how to do both effects, and let's start with the in-camera vertigo zoom effects. When I do these effects, I use the 10 to 18mm wide-angle zoom lens, and that because this lens allowed me to go from narrow of 18mm all the way to the wide field of angle when I get to 10mm. For my personal opinion, I find out that using a wide-angle zoom lens makes the effects more appearance compared to using a narrower lens like the 18 to 50mm. It also helps when your lens came with in-lens stabilization, but it is not crucial as you can always add stabilization in post. Now what you want to do with your camera is have your lens zoom all the way to 18mm or to the max, move forward slightly and zooming out at the same time, so you'll get this movement of moving forward and zooming out. This will give you the vertigo look where the subject is standing in place while the background is moving further away. When I do these effects, I hold my camera steady with both hands, and then I place my left thumb to the zoom ring, and then I press down the zoom ring with my thumb as I was moving forward toward my subject. Try a couple times because the first time is always the hardest to get it right. Repeat the process until you get the right shot, as you can always choose the best one in the editing process. So, what if you do not have a zoom lens? No worries, you can achieve these effects without having one anyway. But this technique performs the best when you have a camera or smartphone that can shoot 4K footage. But it does work in 1080p, so don't worry about that. What you want to do is hold your camera steady and tight to your chest, and then make sure your subject is in focus and is in center of the frame. Hit the record button and move forward slightly, and make sure that you hold your camera steady. So after you are satisfied with your footage, it is time for us to jump into our editing software for the rest of the work. We will do some final adjustment for both of the techniques that I just showed you. Now let's start with the adjustment on the in-camera technique first. In the editing program, I'm going to split the clip into my desired length and cut off an unnecessary part by pressing C for the razor tool. Cut off and delete the part that I don't need. Now, if we play this back, you can see that we already achieved the Dolly Zoom effect, but the footage is a bit unsteady. So what we're going to do is next the sequence, go to Effects panel, search for Warp Stabilization, drag it to the nested sequence, and just let Premiere do the work. If you look back to the footage now, it looks more smoother compared to the one without a stabilization. Alright, the in-camera Dolly Zoom effects is now done and it is ready for you to include to your project. Now, for those of you who doesn't have a zoom lens, let's make the adjustment for your footage as well. If I refer back to my footage, I start to move forward around here and stop my movement here. So repeat the same step. Press C for the razor tool, cut off and delete the unnecessary part. What I'm going to do now is go to the last frame of the footage and kindly remember the scene in the last frame and go back to the first frame. Now go to the Effects Control panel at the Transform tab, set a keyframe for the scale and scale the clip up until it looks basically the same as the last frame of the clip. Then you want to go to the end of the clip, set a keyframe and scale and change the amount back to 100. And when I play the clip back right now, you kind of see that we already achieve a similar effect as when we are using the zoom lens. Similar step, add some warp stabilization to the clip to get rid of the jiggery effect that we got on the clip. And there you have it, you can achieve both in-camera and fake Dolly Zoom effect by just following the technique I just taught you. All that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video or learned something new from it. If you do so, feel free to show your support. I upload 2 tutorial videos per week. And that's all for now. See you in the next video.